Hi everybody, task number 3 on the state board exam, your Marcel iron techniques. For this part of the exam, you need to have a 3/4 inch Marcel iron, and it has to be electric. So you would plug this in, turn it on to get heated up. You need to have a hard rubber or thermal protectant comb. You cannot have plastic because the heat from the Marcel iron would melt it. You also need to have some type of clip to hold your Marcel curls in. I tell my students if you have these long duckbill clips, you can use them and then you only have to put one in to hold the hair. Or if I don't have those to use, I tell my students to use these little single prong clips. You really can use any clips when you're doing this. You just want to make sure that your clips don't get in your way as you're working. Okay, so on the top section of the head, you first need to subsection this off. We are putting in 3 barrel curls. So when you do your blow drying, make sure that you only are going back far enough for 3 curls to go into the head. Our base sizes need to be the same width as our curling iron, so about an inch, 3/4 of an inch to an inch. These are supposed to be on base, meaning we need to hold the hair at 45 degrees, okay? Do not put your comb down, put it in your opposite hand, and when we make these curls today, they're supposed to be wrapped base to ends. So with your iron, they're away from the face. My handle of my Marcel is facing me. I'm going to grab this hair close down to the base, and then with my opposite hand, I'm bringing the hair over to the side. I'm curling and I'm feeding the ends in as I move. When you get close, you don't want to burn your fingers. You would definitely lose points for safety, and then your finger would hurt for the rest of the test. When your ends are all the way in, hold down to the scalp. When you feel like you're ready, I tell my students to loosen their iron to bring that out so it holds right where it needs to be. Let's say you don't have those big long clips. For this one, I'll just use my single prong clips. I like to put one on each side to make sure it's held nicely. You look at it from the side, you'll see that you're at 45 degrees sitting on the base. So here we go with the second curl. Put that in my hand, 45 degrees, grab close to the base, bring your hair over and start manipulating. Make sure as you're manipulating your iron, you're going to 45 degrees as you manipulate. Some people like to take their iron and they manipulate backwards, but then your curl won't sit on its base like it's supposed to. Take that one out, and this time I'm going to use that long duckbill clip that I told you about, and then one of them goes straight across. And then I have one more curl to do. Same thing. After you're done with this, your examiner will come over and look at it, and sometimes an examiner will actually take 1 or 2 of your curls out to make sure that you don't have fish hooks and that your ends were in your iron nicely. You have 15 minutes to do this task. Should be really easy to do. However, it's worth mentioning that your examiner does need to watch you do one of each type of curl. So an examiner usually doesn't have more than 5 people to an examine at a time. So usually it's pretty easy to watch, but you just need to make sure that you have that done in front of them. Okay, 3 spiral curls are done on the dried side of the head. All of this hair does not need to be curled. I usually tell my students about 1 inch by 1 inch subsections. You can make your curls go away from the face, toward the face, whichever you would like. So now my handle's on the left, so I'm rolling backwards. Your iron needs to be held vertically while you do your spiral curls. So grab close to the base. You can just let this hair go and feed it in as you wrap towards the base, and then underneath, whenever you get close to the scalp, your comb should go behind it, and then you would let that go. I'll do one the opposite way just so that you can see it. So now this time, my handle's on the right side. I'm grabbing and rolling. I'm manipulating my ends in. Again, comb behind the iron, let that one go, and then one more. And notice as I did this, I never put my my Marcel iron, never put it down, never put my comb down. You should be able to handle both of those things as you work. Okay, when you're finished, your examiner, like I said, might come over and check. They might take one out like this and unroll it just to look at your ends to make sure you're nice and smooth. At that point, they'll tell you to clean up all of your Marcel tools and supplies, and then to get ready for the demonstration of techniques portion of the exam. Do not wet the hair though. Wetting the hair when we go onto the rollers is part of the timing for that. So you would just take it out and clean up your supplies and set up for rollers. If you like my video, make sure you like below and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.